Welcome. This is a class on how to handle difficult people and difficult customers, and I'm Claudia James. I don't know about you, but in the last few years, I have noticed that the number of difficult people out there have increased. I have noticed that every day I can add a name to my list of difficult people. Well, there's 3 of them that I have found that I can work with more effectively now that I know who they are. And those 3 are the sly fox, the time bomb, and the stonewall. First, we'll talk about the sly fox. Oh, you'll recognize the sly fox. The sly fox is one that's socially skilled. They're outgoing and they're highly competitive. When you go into their office, you will recognize them. They have every diploma they have ever earned, from preschool straight through on their wall. Okay? They are always in the midst of people. They're always high-energy people. They are always getting the attention of someone else. And while you may be drawn to these people, they're magnetically pulling you in, they can be abrasive. Okay? And they can be hostile at times. And there's times when we need to confront that. But the reality is, if we do, and we do it in public, they're going to get us. So they truly are the sly fox. They're going to get us. So the best way to work with them is when we confront them in private. Another thing that you can do to work more effectively with them is something that doesn't seem natural, and that is to stroke their ego. You may think, because of all these awards that they're showing everybody and the fact that they're always in the center of attention, that they don't need to have their ego stroked, but they do. So pay attention to them, stroke their ego, and confront them in private, and I think you'll find that you encounter less difficult customers that are the sly foxes. The time bomb is another type of difficult customer to work with. Oh, you'll recognize the time bomb as well, because they are caring, they're sensitive, they're trusting. They are someone that is always out there meeting everybody's needs. Why, in the office setting, you'll recognize them because when you have a headache, they're the ones you go to. And when they open up their desk drawer, they have Tylenol in that drawer. But it's not just one type of Tylenol. It's Tylenol extra strength. It's Tylenol cold medication. It is Tylenol sinus, because they know not everybody's headache's the same. Now, they're so busy getting everybody else's needs met that their own needs are on the back burner. But all of us are human, and all of us have some very basic needs that need to be met. And the time bombs, because they put theirs on the back burner, when they get it full up to here, what they do is they explode. And you're just taken aback. It's like, what can I do now? So what you do is you tiptoe around them. Shh, Susie's having a bad day. And that's not the thing we want to do. The first thing we want to do to minimize the number of times we run into this kind of person is to return their favors. They're really busy doing us favors. They never ask for us to return a favor, so we have to take the initiative and do that. Let's return their favor. Let's also talk about their feelings. They are feeling-oriented, and the more that you can get them to talk about their feelings, and the more you talk about your feelings, the more they are receptive to listening to you, and they will explode less frequently as well. And then the next one, that's the stonewall. That's the one that has their feet firmly planted, and no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you can't budge them. Okay? They're ambitious people, and they're highly organized, and they have their Franklin planner attached to their hip. They're interested in process and efficiencies, and they've got it so together that oftentimes they're unapproachable. And we have a tendency not to go toward them. We have a tendency to stay away from them. They are stubborn people. They live by this motto: I never give up and I never give in. Okay. And so it's up to you to figure out how to get past that And one of the ways in which I have found it helpful is to give them control. This is a high control group, and you have to give them control, or at least give them the illusion that they have some control. Okay? So far we talked about the sly fox, we talked about the time bomb, and we talked about the stone wall. But there's another group out there. They're the demanding group that says to you, I want to speak to the manager now. Have you ever had anybody like that? Well, if you haven't, it's coming. You probably will encounter them at some point in your life. They're the ones that may preempt a statement like that with, you're stupid, you're incompetent, you're ignorant, and I want to speak to your manager now. Now, you could be like a lot of offices, and what they've determined is that everybody in the office is a manager, and so you could say, gladly, and transfer them over to your coworker. And that would be beneficial for some offices, but most generally, we need to apply the quadruple A approach.